They will destroy all your enemies. If you honor them, they will honor you. Be honorable.
Greetings, Penile Power. You got anything? We're going to take this pretty quick. We got to get on a move here. We're an hour 45 in. It leaves us an hour and 15 to get done the rest of the docket. So we're going to have to really move on this, people.
Don't fuck it up, Pino.
That's impossible, sir.
Got anything before we move forward? Questions, comments, concerns, metaversal miscreant narratives, current affairs, historical context, anything?
Well, Snafu's Wrangler is in the chat, and I just wanted to know if Snafu's aware of this Wrangler of his. Seems to be an old picture of Snafu there.
All right, I'm going to move on. I don't need any more of this manufactured drama, gossip, nonsense. I'm over it. So
right.
I'm going to act like I didn't hear that, and we're going to move forward.
I'm going to live up to my meme. I apologize.
Of course. I would only expect this from you consistently. Yuri Bezmenov, How to Demoralize the Nation. We're going into the last half of it. Let's get it out of the way. And then we're on to breaking slave news with a vengeance, with a passion. Okay? A lot in the breaking slave news.
Comrade Brezhnev said, now the situation in brotherly Czechoslovakia is normalized. This is what will happen in the United States if you allow all these schmucks to bring the country to crisis, to promise people all kind of goodies and the paradise on earth, to destabilize your economy, to eliminate the principle of free market competition, and to put a big brother government in Washington, D.C., with the benevolent dictators like Walter Mondale, who will promise lots of things, never mind whether the promises are fulfillable or not. He will go to Moscow to kiss the bottoms of new generation of Soviet assassins, never mind. He will create false illusions that the situation is under control. Situation is not under control. Situation is disgustingly out of control. Most of the American politicians, media, and educational system trains another generation of people who think they are living at a peacetime. False. The United States is in the state of war, undeclared total war against the basic principles and the foundations of this system. And the initiator of this war is not Comrade Andropov, of course. It's the system. However ridiculous it may sound, the world communist system or the world communist conspiracy, whether I scare some people or not, I don't give a hoot. If you are not scared by now, nothing can scare you. But you don't have to be...
Now, let's be clear that from my perspective, what he's describing is a world communist movement of love and light where they indoctrinate everybody into a seemingly feel-good, powerful position where they're actually valueless and powerless and non-essential is actually a spiritual dynamic. It's not a political one. The shaitan, if you will, the force or that state of consciousness, is using ideas like power to the people in communism to overtake the inherent hierarchical power and value systems that God has laid down that we can observe and report on. All right, so it's through false equalization. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, uses snafu to do that as well, too.
Wow. Jesse, he couldn't let it go completely, right? It's still on his mind. The vision of Snafu mounting Angeline is a hard one to get out of one's brain, right? The vision of Snafu mounting anything or anyone is hard to get out of one's brain, but we're going to let that go. Snafu has been known to be an agent of chaos, but I don't want to believe completely satanic. I don't want to believe complete deceiver, detractor, and opposer, right? Just maybe another tester, if you will. Taking temperatures.
To him, though.
I'm here to help people.
It seems like that.
Like Jesse. Like I said, Jesse will remember my wise words one day. When his bitch leaves him, he'll be like, "Damn, Snaps is trying to help me."
Right, but
Doing
again,
that
you've made you're MGTarding. You've made this objective claim that all women leave all men, and
Well,
you know,
just his woman, like you could tell, like not all, but you could tell which ones. And Angeline definitely is playing
It's
that fuck
bizarre
card.
that you
Look at
have
him.
such a infatuation with
No, you're just
me and
in
my
love. Love you
relationship.
back. I
Like,
get
what's
it.
wrong
I
with
know what
you?
they say to you, bro.
You got any
not
videos,
interested in you at all,
Jesse?
Just remember,
Snafu.
when the day happens, remember
You
what I
got any
told you.
videos
And
that
then
you're willing to
you
share
apology, Jesse.
with me and Snafu in the audience? We're really into this. Following your relationship, projecting onto it, imagining you guys fucking. I know it can be creepy and awkward and weird to some, but it's what we do around here. This is our safe space. Please respect it. It's a place where incels can live vicariously through other people who can paint and chop chicken and fuck Angelina in a koala outfit. All right? Let these people live. They have horrible lives. Snafu has a horrible life. He's in the hospital bed every 2 weeks, gasping for air. Who knows what kind of completely disempowering disease that he has and suffers from. I mean, at this point, he's so pitiful and pathetic. You might want to just ask Angeline to fuck him. He might not be able to fuck anyone else by the time he leaves up out of here. You see what a little bit of compassion and empathy can do to change your perspective?
Yeah, he's a dirty
Jesse's like
warthog.
fucking 60 years old. He looks like he's 40 somehow. You aren't even going to make it to 40. You look 40 now, and you're in your 20s.
Jesse,
It's
you
over
should
for
just
you.
do him the favor because he's a warthog creature with a big
Right,
belly.
as long as he uses protection and we don't have a warthog baby that comes about. Just out of pity and empathy and compassion. Like, Angeline, please fuck this cretin. It might be
If I
his
have a
last
warthog
day on Earth.
baby, I'm gonna name it Mr. Pie too.
And obviously, you know, you give her enough of whatever her drug of choice is to make that palatable. You know, like whatever I don't know, mushrooms, DMT, heavy dose of RSO oil, just so like the vision kind of gets blurred. She can carry that out and be an angel for a poor, involuntary, celibate snafu child in a hospital bed. It's make a wish, really.
Are me and Christos
Thoughts,
gonna have
anyone?
are we gonna have a dance off or something, Christos? Is that what you're trying to do?
I don't blame you, PX.
I don't know
Bunch
what
of
I
shit.
missed, but ever since OTWs, whatever's happened now, if there's been any type of reconciliation or whatever, I'm glad to see it. It's nice to see you up here still. But as an actual bid or whatever, I would do that because I know people like me for my dancing or they hate me or whatever it is. Yeah,
Right. We should remake the dance film, the famous dance film Footloose, and we can call it Buttloose.
Chris,
And I think you
don't
guys
owe
could be
me
the
a
two
thank you?
main characters.
Leave that to our friend Butthole Winker. That's his specialty.
Christos, I think you owe me a thank you then.
What are you talking about?
Well, remember,
I
Z wouldn't
missed
have
some of
ever
the
talked.
streams.
Z would have never talked to Daddy or anything or OTW unless old Snafu got in Z's head.
I think it's more like OTW
No, you
making
admitted
the
it. I would
thumbnail
not
rather
be
than
here.
you.
I wanted to correct the record because of what Snafu. No, don't make excuses.
As
Z
someone
showed
that's
up because I
on
was in his
streams
head.
and producing
Which I
behind
should
the
be. These
scenes
beta males
snafu,
fucking need to get it out of their
different
fucking
memes,
shit.
different things for
He's
OT.
acting like beta lately.
You need to get some headphones, bro. This can
Again,
never
You need
be
to get
about
some
this.
head.
You're welcome, Christos, for
Yeah,
bringing
that's
Z back in your life.
All right, hey, we
You're
should do
ruining
like a
this
thing.
now.
We should hook up Snafu. Like, I think he just needs to get laid. So like, you know, maybe he wouldn't be worried about.
Right. You should unhook him from his dialysis machine and hook him up with a woman.
Snafu, we can send
Hi.
her. We can send her to the hospital for you.
Now, how about you let me stay at your farm for like a week and just hook me up with some bitches and we'll record it.
You can't fuck
Just
the
one
animals
bitch
on the
a
farm,
week.
Snafu. That's
Hey.
illegal.
Snafu, hey, that would be kind of funny. That would be awesome content if you come.
All right, how do we get back into this? This is why I can't have folks on panel. How are we back here? I just looked up. I just
Because
came to my
Jeffrey's
senses and
ass is sitting
realized.
in the air painting like a simp. We're just
All right,
simps
whatever. Why
everywhere
do
on
you
the
keep
channel right
focusing
now.
on Jesse's ass, bro? He's bent over and painting. Leave him alone. Let him do whatever he's doing.
I thought
I
he was
so
doing
badly
it.
want to watch him
Look
and
at him.
Angeline fuck. I know you do, you little deviant. Why don't you
No,
just
I
say
thought
that?
he was doing.
That's
Stop
why
attacking
Angela
him and
Bassett-
ask him nicely. Go, hey, bro, we're friends now. Missing link. What's the missing link? A video of you and Angeline copulating so I can watch it and masturbate to it because I'm a horrible person. I'm involuntary celibate. No one wants to be around me, and I want to live through you. Why don't you just fucking Come at it the right way. You might get
mediate
something you want or
between me
need.
and Jesse, so Jesse un-Nazis me?
No, I have you blocked down there as well. You're blocked everywhere in chat. No one wants to hear from you in chat. You're insane. Even you know you're insane. You laugh at it. You know damn well why everyone has you blocked. That's why you laugh at it, because you're a crazy person in chat. You're a crazy person up here too, but no one wants to watch the scrolling.
Y'all think he's gonna stop the crew or me? It's really cute how they think just blocking me is gonna stop the truth, yo. It's very cute.
Yeah, you need to go on Omegle like Tarek and beat your meat. They said Tarek goes on Omegle and beats his meat to unsuspecting women below the camera line. Like, go get with him and do some of that shit.
I did, but then I met Kermit the Frog on Omegle, and it got really freaky.
Look, come on, man. My women are not appreciating this narrative, all right? This is why Jesse and the rest of these guys, they go love and light with everything. They don't want to hear you talking about your genitals, fucking Angeline, all the rest of this. Come on, bro. Get it together. I'm going to throw you out of here soon.
I'll be real. These women want the simps nowadays. The average modern American woman wants the simps.
I get it, but the thing is, you don't know how to ride the line. Don't you see how charming I am and artistic with my ways? I drop a little something here and there, and then I kind of, you don't stop. You're abrasive and obnoxious and obsessive.
I'm learning. I think Pi's learning too. I think Christos is learning. We're all learning.
I heard that this was the incels and simps gather. Well, absolutely. I mean, you're the fucking chairman of the fan club of incels and simps gathering.
Hey, Jack, I'm going to call Spokane Town Hall right now, and we're going to inform them about you and your fucking criminal support and pedo support and action.
Okay, I'm announcing the next festival right now, and nobody's... Shut up, you creature. No one's getting anything but me. That's always the same terms, because I am, of course, egotistical and narcissistic. But you can all be part of this event. It's going to be called... what's that peanut power? That Jackalow. Jackalow Festival, right? And it's going to be for all involuntary celibates and bizarre, twisted, deviant people. And they're going to paint their faces, and there's going to be
views, right?
Pizer, please. I'm painting an imagery here, painting a picture. Okay.
Gathering of the Enslavians.
Can we call Town Hall in Spokane live right now for Jack? Since
Call
none of
him
us
right
do
now.
anything for him, can we do it now? Since we're
Get
together?
on there right now. Get on the phone, Snafu. Call him. Look it up and call him. I need a bit right now anyway.
If we could
I'm
call it, I'll
fishing for a
talk to him
bit.
right now.
Let's go. Get on Google Maps and look it up. I'm fishing for a bit anyway.
Okay,
Call them and say, are they aware of Jack Top? We want to know.
Help. I'm here to
Shut
help you.
up, please. Talk when I asked you to talk, and then be quiet. Call them up and then ask them if they know of Jack Talcott, because now my new thing you just got me onto just this moment is I want to know who knows of Jack Talcott and who doesn't. Like, who's aware of him? And then we go from there. You know, there's over 12,000 people who've now officially, I think 15,000, who've seen Jack on Dr. Phil. And this is why I created the Talcott experiment with his broadcast. I encouraged him to do it knowing there's a good chance he might get more notoriety and attention and money than even the god of all media. And I'm intrigued in a masochistic and sadistic way, playing with my own ego and being broken over and over again in life to be reformed. So it's happened, really. Like, the video of Jack on Dr. Phil has more views combined than pretty much all of our videos over the last year. So there's that.
I put the town hall information in the backstage. If you call it, I'll talk to him.
I think we should all go as a crew in Spokane and go talk to the city council.
Well, let's talk to town hall together, Pi. We can call right now, this second.
All
right. Put the information, and then I'll talk to him.
I'm gonna look how far I am away from Jack Talcott.
All right, Snafu, this is your bit, because you're like the new bit master. Like, everyone loved your. Everyone, no, you have to call them, because I can't. They're not going to be able. We're not.
Device. Does anyone have a second device?
Oh, that's right. You don't own anything. Right, sorry. Is there a payphone down the corner from you? You got a quarter on you?
Jack, call him up. Put some effort. This is for you. I know you could call him up and share the screen. Call him up right now, share the screen, and me and you will talk to him.
All right, Snafu, you can come up to my farm first, and then we'll roll up and see Talcott, and I'll be like, it'll break the internet.
I'm down.
We'll all go see Talcott. You and I.
All right, silence now. Silence.
Even if we do it live or non-live, I'm going to call town hall and question them about you.
All right, I'm going to turn you down now. It's the portion of the broadcast where your volume gets turned down to the point of almost not being able to be audible or even heard. So That's where we're at right now. It's official. Jack Talcott is here. Let's conduct ourselves with some kind of fucking professionalism and proper demeanor. Your thoughts, Jack Talcott? What would you like to address today? Any topics? Morning thoughts? You think a lot in the morning. I know that of you.
You. Oh my God, so much. The Dr. Phil thing, I don't remember who it was clearly, but someone recently, they thought that was serious. They were like, holy shit, you met Dr. Phil and he wasn't really very kind with you. And I was like, holy shit, man.
Holy shit.
And see, and this is where you learned again that you thought we were demeaning your reputation. We were actually growing the lore of the Talcottian one to the point now they think you've met Jordan Peterson, you've met Dr. Phil. You started your own community in Ghana, Africa, similar to Jonestown, not the same.
Right.
Okay. Very different ending to that one. Wow.
Holy cows. It's getting started though, too.
Have you seen this one? Hold on, I got one for you. You might not have seen.
Oh.
This one was what happens when the public, the slaves, regular slaves, meet an actual star on TikTok. And of course, it is you. So we get to see the juxtaposition between a famous celebrity and just the rest of the, rabble, public herd. Here, check this out. This is great. Where's my sound? God damn it.
Oh.
Why I wish Moose was still here. He's such a great right-hand man producer. Without him.
This is the one I was commenting on, I think.
Look at those predator eyes
This
on
is
Jack.
fucking great. Well, because Jack's tired of looking at the rabble herd scum. He came here to help them and save the world, but they've been extremely unthankful and ungrateful and have applied little to nothing of his understanding and information. So, like, he's happy to greet them and entertain them, but, he's kind of over it because it's like he gets the same response everywhere he goes. Woo, it's Jack Talcott. Oh, my God. And then they never try to end wars and legal secrets. They never do anything. Right? So what the fuck does he even care at that point? Look how they act. He's just trying to be a humble man. Doing his thing. Look, they're freaking out. I mean, how's he supposed to process that and deal with that?
How many songs are there that sound just like this? If you want to see where the really quote-unquote culted ones hang out, go check out the comment sections on Copflix videos.
I really think
The
I think
Jeep Girls
synonymously, like I think Jack and Paul are going to be famous about the same time or something. It's going to be a sight to see.
Again, I technically already am famous. I know nobody likes that. I'm not so sure I like that. But
when you're like
again, a couple times I've been in the middle of nowhere.
Stern famous. Like
that's ubiquitous. That's like household name. I don't think that I don't know if I ever want that. But yeah, there's been a couple times out in the middle of nowhere, like literally the middle of nowhere in a store where someone comes up to me and goes, "Oh, you're on YouTube. I seen the travel thing." And that'll fuck you up a little bit. Like you kind of go, "Oh, like, I've kind of arrived in a sense. People know of me." And then you're like, "Oh, I've arrived. People know of me." There's a lot that comes with that.
So, Daddy, I'm willing to call Town Hall right now live, but I can't use my device. So if anyone could call him, I'll talk to him. Just share screen. Let's call Town Hall for Jack right now.
Yeah, I would rather you be able. Can you just get a hold of a device? We could do it tomorrow.
Yeah, I guess I'll do. Yeah, I'll do it a hold of the device. We're gonna find out how much they know about you, Jack, and we're gonna inform them about you. Don't get off your ass. We're gonna say this guy. No, I'm serious. You don't think I'm not joking too. I'm gonna do it today.
Do you want that, Jack? Are you looking for that?
Want it or not?
Hey, is anyone noticing,
so you're just coming right out. You're not even trying to be helpful.
No, I'm gonna
is anyone noticing like Jack's beard's like fucking epic right now? Like you're turning into like a fucking Viking. You're like maybe you can go.
Dude, you should see Jack's bush. Like I swear, I'm not gay for him or anything. But every once in a while, like he'll send me a picture of the old bush, and he's working with something majestic down there, right? I'm talking beyond like 70s, 80s porn flicking. Like this guy's,
Town Hall the part where he says blowjobs.
It's like a lion, really. It's like a lion's mane.
That's
when
what
you
you
look at
should
it.
go
It's the
see.
only way you can describe it.
When
I'm
you
gonna say
see
this is
Jeremy
Jack
Scott.
Talcott, and then it's a clip where he says blowjobs. I am gonna
Yeah,
call town
that's-
hall and show him what you about Talcott.
That-
This
that's
guy
not
wants
what
to
Talcott
change the
is.
laws and the rules in life. I'm gonna get you ahead of the game, bro. Since you just sit in your chair and do nothing. We'll call
The next
town hall tomorrow.
topic should be Ron Jeremy Cott.
Holy cow.
That's when
Trust
Jack
me, they're
comes in
gonna
and
know
goes,
who you are here in the next few
"Holy."
days, whether you've been lying or not. They definitely will know who you are in the next few days.
Hey, it's
Well-
been a long time since we did Talcott 0.5.
He wants to be Nazi. He thinks that could stop
That
me being a Nazi on his channel. So I'm just gonna get a hold of his town hall to have a chat with him.
Let him know I'm.
Are you gonna Nazi block that one? No, I guess you can't. We're gonna send him the videos where you say blowjobs and all kinds of shit. See what the town hall people think about you, Jack Talcott.
You know, Paul, here's where I'm at.
Hey, unmute Snafu because I got to turn your volume down. Seriously, can you just unmute? You're gonna have to unmute again, and I'm gonna get you the next time you do because you're really loud, right? So don't make me have to be surreptitious about it, right? Just go ahead and comply. Dude, we got pulled over last night. Some fucking clown came hobbling up to the fucking my side of the window. Of course, it's amazing. Like doesn't go up to her side, goes up to my side, and then starts right in. You guys didn't have your headlights on, and the sun had just got down. Right? Oh, there's no headlights on. You got to turn them on for safety. Hey, can we get everybody's ID in the car? Now we got to get into it. I got it on video too. I might show it at some. It said, no, nobody's getting ID. You're not getting anything. You said this was for safety. What happened? It was real quick. Went from safety to control and domination and looking into everybody's background. So he eventually said, well, just be safe, and was giving an attitude, and we rode away. We didn't give him anything. He's not entitled to anything, and that's what everyone needs to do. Right? If it's really about safety, right? If it's about control and domination, well, then you have to draw your boundaries and your line in the sand, right? This far and no further. I have rights, and you're my servant.
Paul's good at that shit.
Yeah, I'm
My
gonna have to do it today, Paul, because tomorrow.
Yeah, he was such a bitch. He started ignoring me and going, why are you talking to me? I'm talking to her. I said, I bet you are. And of course, I didn't, I don't really get too mouthy with him. But what I'd like to say is a bitch like you would like to come up to my window and talk past me to a woman I'm with. In real world, don't go that way. When a man walks up to the window and starts addressing the woman I'm with, I tend to cut in. Right? I'm like that guy, You want to dance with her? She's got to want to dance with you. If not, I'm going to cut in here, okay? Your thoughts, Jack Talcott, in general? I don't mean to be so abrasive. Let's move on. What do you want to address here? If not, we're going to get to breaking slave news.
There is so much. I'm here to share support. So wherever you want to take it. That's crazy. Last night, though, you said.
Hey, Talcott, I just emailed Town Hall in Spokane your blowjob video. I could send it for verification, but you guys know I already did.
Are you freaking kidding me, dude?
No, I really did.
Holy
Listen,
cow.
it's already out there. I mean, whatever.
But what?
You got to own the position.
This is your lesson for not blocking me. I don't need your fucking channel.
Holy cow. Praise God. Praise God.
Praise God.
That's
You
the
want to see
only
the
thing
email? I'll send it to
this
Paul.
day.
Spokane County.
Oh, man.
Holy cows.
Well, there you go, Talcott. So now they're going to be aware of you. A little bit of blowjob video.
Well,
Already out
I
there.
have been trying to introduce myself to the new mayor. So,
They will definitely know what you're about.
That a
when you are.
blowjob.
oh my God.
How about this one? The MDM.
Send me that link. I'll send it to the email too.
The MDM lion.
I forgot about that.
The MDMA lion.
Yeah, that's the MGM Talcott lion.
I know how.
After the-
So now we know how Talcott's going to end all wars: blowjobs.
Joe Blow.
And if my uncle's watching, that's a tribute to him, right? The MGM, the classic MGM Talcott Films
Hey,
logo.
Hey, Putin, Tucker, step aside. Blowjobs times.
What do you want, Talcott? You want to get back to Yuri, the guy talking about demoralizing all the slaves through the psychology and sociology?
Yeah, that's where you were at. That's some good stuff. It's well observed.
Yeah, let's get this over with.
Hey, Paul, before we move.
What actually happens now,
Can't hear you.
that unlike myself, you have literally several years to live on unless the United States wake up. The time bomb is ticking. With every second, the disaster is coming closer and closer. Unlike myself, you will have nowhere to defect to unless you want to live in Antarctica with penguins. This is it. This is the last country of freedom and possibility.
Okay, so what do we do? What is your recommendation to the American people?
Well, the immediate thing that comes to my mind is, of course, there must be a very strong national effort to educate people in the spirit of real patriotism, number one. Number two, to explain them the real danger of socialist, communist, whatever, welfare state, big brother government. If people will fail to grasp the impending danger of that development, nothing ever can help United States. You may kiss goodbye to your freedom, including freedoms to homosexuals, to prison inmate. All this freedom will vanish, evaporate in 5 seconds, including your precious lives. The second thing, the moment at least part of the United States population is convinced that the danger is real, they have to force their government. And I'm not talking about sending letters, signing petitions, and all this beautiful, noble activity. I'm talking about forcing United States government to stop aiding communism. Because there is no other problem more burning and urgent than to stop the Soviet military-industrial complex from destroying whatever is left of the free world. And it is very easy to do. No credits, no technology, no money, no political or diplomatic recognition, and of course, no such idiocy as grain deals to USSR. The Soviet people, 270 millions of Soviets, will be eternally thankful to you if you stop aiding a bunch of murderers who sit now in Kremlin and whom President Reagan respectfully calls government. They do not govern anything, least of all such complexity as the Soviet economy. So basic, two very simple, maybe too simplistic answers or solutions, but nevertheless, they are the only solutions. Educate yourself, understand what's going on around you. You are not living at the time of peace. You are in a state of war, and you have precious little time to save yourself. You don't have much time, especially if you are talking about young generation. There's not much time left for convulsions to the beautiful disco music. Very soon it will go, just overnight. If we are talking about capitalists or wealthy businessmen, I think they are selling the rope on which they will hang very soon. If they don't stop, if they cannot curb their unsettled desire for profit, and if they keep on trading with the monster of the Soviet communism, they are going to hang very soon. And they will pray to be killed, but unfortunately they will be sent to Alaska probably to manage industry of slaves. It's simplistic. I know it sounds unpleasant. I know Americans don't like to listen to things which are unpleasant. But I have defected not to tell you the stories about such idiocy as microfilm, James Bond type espionage. This is garbage. You don't need any espionage anymore. I have come to talk about survival. It's a question of survival of this system. You may ask me, what is it in for me? Survival, obviously, because unlike, as I said, I am now in your boat. If we sing together, we will sing beautifully together. There is no other place on this planet to defect to.
you go, Mr. Talcott and others. Not necessarily fear porn, just kind of calling it the way that it is. I mean, it's kind of observational and self-evident at this point, and it's a organized and long carried out, some might say, from the beginning of time. That's what I think lends being of consciousness and awareness to conclude that this is a simulation realm, a spiritual dynamic first and foremost, and that this is a state of consciousness doing all this. This is not individualized people, certain places on certain lands, with certain cultures and societies. It's something working through or with all the people, just as God does. And this is where I would have to presume the archetype of the devil comes in, right? Because it's going to tell you all the nice, pretty things, give you the nice, pretty things, give you the flowery language. Sometimes I'll get at Talcott, he'll get at me, and we'll call each other the opposer. There might be some truth to that because it's probably in all of us. The question is, what are we opposing in that moment, right? Or what are we proposing, right? Because I propose that the way out of this is the way in. We're going to have to develop a self that we're going to be able to take to the world and give it away that is value able and honor able, among other able words. There is no other way around this. There is no system. There is no mechanism. There is no collectivization that's going to change the walk and the growth and the success and the results of the individual. The only thing that will change is when the individuals do that walk and have those results and share them with other beings of like and kind who are united in vision and purpose. So it just seems there's one way here at this time. I can't conceive of anything else. Your thoughts?
It's what you said. What he was describing, it's been selfishness. And if the Western world, if the path continues down the road of selfishness, it's going to consume itself out of existence. It is a spiritual warfare too. It's a spiritual game.
Hey, Talcott.
Snafu, please. 1 second. Snafu, please. Because he just brought up something that I was speaking about with Jennifer yesterday. And I like this idea of clarifying the difference between true self, false self, selfishness in a positive sense that serves true self and by proxy serves all other true selves in this realm, versus a false self that is falsely selfish, serving one's own false identity and sense of self, which is a disservice to not only self, but every other true self in this realm. So it is not objectively selfishness that is the problem. It is being selfish from a position of false self. If you are selfish from a position of true self, your forming of yourself from the inside out, your practice, your life, your way will be a testament, a testimony, and a source of inspiration for all other true selves here. So I believe that even selfishness, or especially selfishness in the truest self form, is actually a selfless endeavor, because you're creating the man that you need to be to give him away to the world. While it may seem selfish to everyone else looking to live in the world and be accepted, it is actually the most selfless thing you can do, because it is what's needed to change the world and everyone else in it and how they're living. So this is just an idea that I've been working to clarify in order to create the delineation between functional and positive and beneficial selfishness, right? Focused on one's own priorities, one's own goals, one's own time, energy, and attention and resources, and appropriating them properly, versus selfishness that comes from the false self perspective. Do what I want and what I say because I said it, not because it's true and it's real and beneficial for all of us.
Yeah, that makes sense. Which one would work? Hey, don't worry, we're gonna make moves. I sent you the forward message. I just emailed the mayor of Spokane, Lisa Brown. I sent Paul the text, and I left a little message. You could show everyone, that way we know the mayor. I sent her 2 Talcott clips. The one will make Talcott great again, and then of course the blowjobs. And then I wrote a little message, and I sent the email to Paul, forwarded it to Paul, so he knows I emailed the mayor. You could. This is for you, Talcott. Why do you look so sad? Thought you wanted to make moves and get involved in the thing. No, show the email so he knows I'm not joking. Like, this is for you, Talcott. We're gonna help you build shit up. I did tell her you kind of Nazi hot, though. I did tell the mayor you were Nazi.
Where's the email you sent?
I forwarded it to you just now.
Talcott great again.
Hey, you could have gone off your ass and called town hall, did something, blah blah. No, now Snafu's gonna get involved. Spokane, I'm gonna be your mayor.
I got the two videos you sent, but I didn't have the email. Is that the email? Oh, I see. To mayor at SpokaneCity.org. Make Talcott great again video.
Did you
the blowjobs video? And then it says, to the mayor, the optics are high and Talcotti is making moves. Some call it Nazi cot. So he's not making an objective claim there. He's learned to use the Clausen method, some folks might say. So the mayor is now officially aware of you, Jack Talcott. I don't know how you are receiving this or processing this. Your thoughts?
Did you hear him do the whistle? That was new.
Can you pull it up so we could have a visual that the mayor got an email from Snafu Snaps? There you go, sir.
and the message headline says,
see the subject?
Message headline says, respect me, I'm Jack Talcott. To the mayor of Spokane. So that is good because that's going to encourage her to be respectful. Him or her. I'm not sure the gender there.
All righty then. Thank you, Snafu.
I'm always looking out for your Nazi ass.
Praise God. I wonder where this is going to lead.
Well, that's
I think there's going to be some conversations that come out of this.
I bet it gets dismissed. They don't open much. I assume they don't open much as far as links and stuff. Especially
they'll open it because I sent it to 4 other branches. If you look, I looked in the backstage, Spokane.org, and it has news links. It has all of Spokane's contacts. Paul can pull it up. It's in the backstage for everyone to see. Spokane.org. See, it's in your backstage.
He sent it to the comptroller, the treasury,
the news, the
Spokane Public Library.
Yeah, see, pull it up, Paul, so everyone can see, like, Spokane, they can reach them.
See, I mean, you remember you paid Moose back in the day? It should have been Snafu with all this indirect promotion he's doing, Jack. I mean,
he's really active.
You know?
He's a lot more active than Moose Creature.
Holy shit. Hey, when you think about it, though, what's the difference, really, between the 4 stages of subversion and the Hegelian dialectic, problem, reaction, solution, or thesis, antithesis, synthesis, order out of chaos? Is it not all the same fucking thing, really? Ultimately, same goal?
Yeah, I mean, there's not really like, it's kind of a product of the way the simulation is. Like, the creational order is perceived as chaos by the individual until it's perceived as orderly. So because the individual perceives the natural order as chaotic, certain beings and certain groups come in to establish orders of the world to direct the individual. So again, I mean, it exists kind of for a reason. If you know who and what you are and what you're not, and you direct your time, energy, attention, and resources, and you live under the law, well, then government is not necessary. But it is necessary for folks who cannot perceive the faithful order of creation, because they will act and behave and live in an infidel-like manner. We see that to be the case. It's just a revealer, right? The last 3-4 years couldn't have happened if every individual who took part wasn't of bad faith and dishonor. So whose fault was it exactly? They tested everybody, and everybody showed exactly who and what the fuck they are in preponderance. So what do you think comes next? Judgment.
Yeah, most people chose fear over faith.
Hey, what do you mean, Jack, that when he says you will pay for this, and you said, I'm sure you're right, I see what's coming.
No, he said I'll pay for this, and I assume he meant visiting here, and I was agreeing. He's right. I'm already paying for my choice to visit here because Snafu.
I would have fucking done it anyways, you dumb fuck.
What's that?
I would have done it anyways. This is the point. You could Nazi block the truth, you on the crew, all you want. We're gonna fucking we're gonna show you what a digital experience. You want to get involved with politics? We're gonna help you.
Snafu, we're doing love and light here.
He's not happy that we contacted the mayor. We contacted the city of Spokane because you go on the line, claim, making false.
Wait a second. Why are they claiming that emailing videos is now illegal? You're just making shit up. Could you cite, first of all, you act as if anybody like necessarily cares about what's legal and illegal. I mean, the average person does like 5 felonies a day, according to some statistical book that was put out. 4 felonies a day. They showed statistically the average person unknowingly commits 4 felonies a day. So at this point, you can just throw out legal and illegal. Is it lawful or unlawful, right or wrong? And then we can have that discussion. But I don't even think it's illegal to email the blowjob video and make Talcott great again to Spokane City Council.
The intentions of the instigator should certainly be questioned. I mean, what the hell is Snafu thinking he's going to achieve?
Not making moves,
and why? Why does he believe that
we're going to help you,
ensuring the local officials in my neighborhood see that? Why does he feel that's beneficial to the world?
Why do you feel like Nazi blocking and put people on your channel and being a Nazi?
When you shut up, you'll understand.
It's revenge. See, Snafu is a very vengeful,
I'm letting the mayor know in Spokane there's a delusional fuck online.
He's a hurt man. He's very confused.
No, I think they're going to
Why? Presuming he was a delusional fuck online, I'm just going with the narrative. Why do you have to make that known to Spokane City Council exactly more than necessary?
Just because I'm involved with, I'm involved. I'm foot on the ground.
Because you're involved. That's not, you don't even have an answer. He can't even come up with an answer beyond what Jack just said. I mean, I could do the bit, non-bit, but we all know you're trying to fuck with him on some level. You're busting his balls.
I think you meant to say involuntary, sir, not involved.
You regret coming to your panel, blame it on me now. That's not Paul's fault. It's your fault.
That isn't my fault. I mean, I'm kind of humored by it, but, again, it's not my life. I wouldn't necessarily be lacking in humor if you did the same thing with me and emailed my videos to City Council. I'd probably laugh at it. I didn't do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you weren't asking for blowjobs in your videos. He is.
Wow. I mean, I don't really ask for them. I just kind of dictate them, and then they don't happen. So that might even be perceived as worse. Like, he's asking for consent. I'm going, hey, blow me in public.
Yeah,
I'm a bad man.
Jack, this is your time to shine, dude. You can take advantage of this.
I will. I've been learning.
J-Love says it's illegal. The joke's on you, Snafu. This guy says he's pretty sure it's illegal, and you're going to jail now. So you can fuck with Talcott and email blowjob video. They're going to be doing welfare checks on you and bringing charges now. Misuse of official communications.
It's all right. Well, maybe we'll call the mayor's office next and show him it's not illegal to send an email, you dumb fucks.
This is a good question. Why is this guy threatening, screaming like a maniac at all your guests, Paul? And that's the wrong "your," by the way, but that's okay. I'm gonna let that go.
The answer is because they clicked the link, J-Love.
But yeah, you should feel refreshed. Today was a I can't even say it.
Penile power. If you're gonna fuck your central vacuum unit or your mom's central vacuum unit, because you go on mute. I know you tell her you're vacuuming in there, but I know better. Mom, I'm vacuuming.
The one that's on the thumbnail, make Talcott ready. I sent him that video too.
Talcott, it's pure insanity in here. Help me. Hold me. Help me till I stop rocking and shaking. Rub my knees.
Holy cows.
What is that noise, man? What an idiot. Fucking Pizer. Pie-tard.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, Snafu, I'm not going to be able to have you here because that person makes a good point that I've made many times before. You assault everyone verbally who comes in here. It's just not good for my I need to do that. It's bad enough I'm going to verbally assault people when they come in here. I'm the god of all media. When you do it, they're like, why is he doing that? That's your gig.
I guess. I guess they all need to get Mitch for the. But Mitch is not. He's not pro bono anymore for Mitch victim advocates. He's going to be charging all these people.
Snafu turns you into the good cop, Paul.
Well, that's kind of the thing, right? He allows me to play a position where I don't have to verbally assault everyone because he does that, and then I'm almost forced into an empathetic, resolutionary position.
Yep.
Which is kind of good in a way, in an indirect way. I kind of use whatever comes forth for what it presents as a value or opportunity.
Yeah.
Takes the pressure off me, right? It's hard playing the heel all the time, you know?
Right. He does it well. Better. Well.
No, hey Jack. Here's what's funny is I am going to get communications with Spokane Town Hall, and many other Spokane
and then what?
entities out there. I'm going to prove to you, boots on the ground actually make a difference, and I will let them know what delusional fuck you are. Watch.
What are you going to accomplish?
I'm going to make shit happen in Spokane.
You got to get them to call me. Give them my number and tell them to give me a call.
I gave them your number. Gave them everything about you: blowjobs, your channel, who you are.
She gave them nothing about me.
I mean, that is a pretty succinct package.
This guy is nuts, man.
That's pretty all-encompassing. Make Talcott great again, patriotic fanfare, and you want to get blown. I mean, come on. When you really level, it's like, that's a good message. It's pretty in line with your campaign.
What if I could get you invited to a town hall meeting, Talcott?
I'd welcome that, please.
Okay, so that's what I'm working on.
Peace with blowjobs.
Right. Think of how many wars and legal secrets could be ended if people would just start dispensing more blowjobs. But see, this is the thing. I can't really support that because they have to be honorable, authentic men. You can't just start giving out blowjobs willy-nilly.
But
creates entitlements.
Receive them generously.
So Snafu, you can start.
To be on the record, I offered for Talcott to join me in reaching out.
Hold on, I'm going to stop you right there. Yolanda's going to be the first one to institute this blowjob policy. Yolanda, feel free. Go ahead.
Okay.
Look, she loves it. She's a filthy animal. She ain't kidding nobody. I hear it in this broad's voice. She's got an edge to her.
She's here for the cause. She's here for the cause.
I am, absolutely. I'm up for the game today. Here we go. Let's go.
I love you, sister.
I love you, brother.
Earlier, I didn't know how this happened.
Hey, Yolanda, I need a female to come.
What up, Snaps? What can I do for you? Okay, let's go.
Okay, see? We're on it, Jack. I got a female now representing you too. Crew and we got you, bro.
Hey, yeah.
Blowjobs?
Nice little website that you have there, and I haven't received anything back from you, sir.
Who?
She's saying that only Jack website you put up with the naked pics. She's into that. And I like the name too, Only Jack, because it's kind of like a takeoff of the other thing. We don't mention it here till they pay us. It's like you never have to get back to Jack because it's Only Jack.
Hey, Paul, people are asking for the link.
Who's people?
I had 3 people ask me. One of them was Tarek, and then the other 2
Right.
said,
Oh,
hey,
here we go. Here we go. I can't get any of these people out of my life completely.
Better and better and better, huh, Paul?
It's a day of resolve, seems.
You know what's funny is since I don't really usually entertain the gossip stuff, why is it that Tarek came up on panel yesterday twice, right? When I was up here, and he just left both times. And then he was saying, oh, Paul wasn't letting me up, or I don't know if he was saying Paul wasn't letting me up.
He's doing more bullshitting. They're bullshitting incessantly, and every time they bullshit, they dig themselves deeper.
I may be wrong. He maybe didn't say that, but he definitely came up twice and didn't say anything. He came up for like 10 seconds, I'm pretty sure, yesterday, and then just never came up again. Anyway. It's Garrick, sir. It's not Garrick.
Could you imagine a world where I become pretty well known by a fairly large amount of people in comparison to what my life used to be? And I'm pretty much inundated consistently with only communications from grown men, a lot of which are twice my age. Like, I could only wish or hope for the equal, if not even a fraction of amount of women chasing me down, messaging me, having feelings about me. No, that couldn't be my walk. It's men, right? This is my life, Talcott. Imagine this.
Mm-hmm.
You're living it, huh?
I offered for you to help me, Jack. You denied it.
Lord.
New levels of bromosexuality.
Yeah, every woman I deal with goes, "Oh, you must have tons of women who are into you and, you know, see you as a genius." And I'm like, "No, stop. You can stop right there. Like, just stop at the first line there. It's not happening. You're in your imagine." I go, "Get out of your imagination. Don't let me show you my inboxes, okay? It's not pretty."
It's fascinating. But I have faith that it's going to change, Paul. I really do. I've heard it. One of
the men are going to get younger and prettier?
No.
Did you say that 3 years ago?
That it
4 years
will,
ago?
the universe will
Talcott?
align with our desires, because I've envisioned this. I heard this from someone else that, you know, this preparation, the sacrifices that we're going through, it is to prepare for the love that we've never imagined, that love that we haven't yet experienced. That's what we're preparing for. So I keep trying to imagine what that might be. It'd be like
You reject all love that's
friendly
for
hug
you,
at this
Talcott.
point, but
You don't know how to receive real love. You reject it all, get angry unless it fits to your fucking
I
standards.
try
of love.
not to get angry, but it comes out. It has been.
And you're a Nazi blocker that listens to me. You listening to people, tell them go block snafu. Probably your worst decision you ever fucking made. Listening to them.
No.
Because again, you think we're joking. I'm gonna get on town hall over in Spokane. We're gonna make moves happen.
Jack, I just figured out that I'm 14 hours away from you. So I might have to just
That's
drive
a
up
long
and
way
see
for a
you.
blowjob pie.
You're welcome to, man. You got a place to crash here. At least
I want
for
to
a
try to
while.
help Snafu out and help him cupcake a little more. Snafu, I want to give you a compliment, sir. I think I haven't heard you eat or try to drink one sentence all stream today, and I want to congratulate you for that, sir. I haven't heard any blah blah blahs, go go goes, da da da. So, sir,
You're
commend
welcome.
you.
I'm motivated today. We're
Yeah.
getting we're boots on the ground. Fucking gotta let them know that there's a delusional fucking Spokane. So we're motivated today. Thank you.
Right. Only in Spokane, right?
Well, I have a question. Weren't we talking briefly earlier about makeup sex?
Hey, I love that topic.
It's a great topic. That's why I brought it up, Jack. You know, love being that space of love, it's a wonderful, comfortable place to be, but then there wouldn't be great makeup sex, right? So sometimes it's necessary, which I've learned from, particularly from Paul, the abrasiveness, the hard stuff, right?
You learned makeup sex with Paul?
Well, she didn't learn that with me. We just perfected it.
Okay,
there we
cool.
go. Thank you, Paul.
Absolutely.
You're forgetting though. Jack Talcott said on Z's channel that he's open-minded to bisexuality. So I don't know if he even knows where he's at. Like, does he like women or men? I think Hank could help him.
He's gonna do what
The
he has
answer
to
is
do to get
yes.
to the top. He's gonna have to get to. He's gonna have to finger Putin.
Like, you were being serious about your bisexuality, curious thoughts. You were being very serious with Z.
Snafu, I would much rather explore time with a woman again than elsewhere.
Wait, with what? Say that
But she'll
again.
take what you can get, right? You'd rather, but there's a button there.
Well, no.
No pun intended or pun intended. There's a button there.
I've been gambling. I've had offers made, but not from the women.
Like dates or just sexual shit? Like offers
Tank-
as in dates? Like take you on a date, or just I want to fuck you and ride you? What did the men
Tank
tell
cut.
you? Though?
Tank
Well,
cut.
It was the sex was clearly implied.
So you're one of those that wants to.
Yeah, and it's mostly guys who look like this guy right here, so it's not exactly flattering.
Oh my god, is that butthole winker?
Yeah, it is. No.
Yeah, like when that guy shows up in your inbox and says, "Hey, Talcott, want to take a ride on the wild side?" that's when you just kind of end the account, disconnect.
There was
Butthole
actually
Winker
cute
saying that
guys. I mean, they weren't ugly, but
Did you just say they were cute guys?
well, I mean, it's more,
They
they weren't
guys.
ugly.
Right.
Taco
So
Bell.
Pizer lives with a lesbian woman, and you describe
No, I
the guys
don't live
hitting you
with
up as
her.
cute, and we're not. I don't think we're learning anything here yet, are we?
I know
Hey,
this is
butthole.
Really cute guys.
I mean, they're
said he
cute
liked to
guys and everything, just
masturbate.
not my type.
right.
Hey, Jack, I should send the clip of you and Butthole Winker to the mayor.
I get
where
told all the
Butthole says
time
he
I'm
likes to
I'm a hot
masturbate, but
guy.
it makes
Oh
him
my
I'm a
calmer.
good
god.
catch. I'm sexy.
Holy.
I'm hot.
Holy.
This is a people of Talcadia.
Holy.
Holy.
Looks like John Candy's nephew.
Holy cows.
And hot to someone, I'm sure.
Hey,
Jack,
Butthole,
Talcott,
what were you telling? You were on the panel with Z and Talcott, which we're going to send to the mayor, and you said that you masturbate to help yourself calm down, right?
What?
That's what you told
No.
him, Butthole, yesterday?
What?
This stream is
We got the
supported by
clip of
part
you
by
telling
Taco Bell.
Talcott and them that you masturbate.
Everyone's got to appreciate. Everyone's got to fucking bow down and suck my dick in public.
Oh my
Hey, you don't have Tarek blocked, do you, Paul?
I don't know, man. You guys are like completely. It's Agent of Chaos Central here right now. Talcott shows up. He's with the fucking energy in the program. He's focused. Please, please. I'm tired of fighting everyone for the air as well. It's fucking discouraging.
I'm just gonna go fuck that lesbian.
This guy's literally eating Taco Bell.
You gonna straighten her out?
That's not helping. You're not helping.
Hey,
I think it's time. I think it's time for you to go, Snafu.
Okay, I'll go. I'm gonna go get a hold of the mayor. I'm gonna make some calls.
Yeah, go.
Have a
Yeah,
good
go
one,
do
guys.
something and come back in a bit. All right, cool
I
off.
will. I'll let you know what they
Snafu
say,
needs a
Mr.
cooler,
Talcott.
right? Like the casino. We need someone to just cool him off.
Holy cows.
All right, let's get to the break and slave news here. All right.
Hey, Paul. I'm gonna step out too. I didn't mean to interrupt. I want to thank you for sharing time. Hope to connect again later.
No,
I
Talcott, don't
appreciate
leave
you,
us.
sir.
Don't leave us.
Peace. Thank you.
All right.
All right. Well, just as he's come in a cloud of smoke, he's gone in a poof, in a flash. Ladies and gentlemen, Jack Talcott, man, mystery, legend.
He is kind of a legend.
Prices are choking us. Farmer protests in Spain. Snafu loves this. Bulgaria against EU agriculture policy. Let's get to it. Let's make it quick, too. Tired of these people and their propaganda campaigns. Finally got active. This is what they're doing. They stopped voting and started doing this.
We are here because we want to take care of the soil and the animals. Stop all these documents that are coming from the Europe, because we don't want to lose our time to make more papers.
That makes sense. Stop farming for the animals.
The people
Must be a listener of Lubass.
take care of the animals, your health, your food.
Меко казано обидно, и да се подпишат реални споразумения и ангажименти не само от управляващите в момента, но и от другите групи, защото това са проблеми, които трупат с десетилетия и трябва в някакъв момент трябва да се решат.
Los precios nos están ahogando y porque tenemos que hacer unidad, porque la política agraria común nos está ahogando y porque las leyes.
All right, I think I'm done with it. We know the narrative. They can't figure out how the economy works and how to get out ahead of it or how to work with what is. So they'll constantly be in these cycles of false empowered codependence, and then disempowerment and dissolution, which will lead to, I guess, resolution or resolution, as we know the Great Reset. So yeah, lady, that's what it's meant to do. The false currencies are meant to inflate and deflate and to pressurize or to relieve that pressure for the individual and the collective in order to funnel you into different ideas and states of beingness. That's how it works. We'll figure it out one day. Biden tells Fox News' Steve Doocy that his memory is so bad that he just lets everyone else speak, which is they've been saying is not real and not true for 4 years now, and he finally said it out of his own mouth. He's not doing well. Man has got some issues.
Something the special counsel said in his report is that one of the reasons you were not charged is because, in his description, you are a well-meaning elderly man with a poor memory.
I'm well-meaning, and I'm an elderly man, and I know what the hell I'm doing. I've been back on his feet. I don't need his recommendation. It's
How
totally
bad is your memory, and can you continue as president?
My memory is so bad, I let you speak. That's what
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe.
Do you know where you are
Right now? Yeah, it's just, more mocking, more sorcery. That's the guy who, quote unquote, runs the free world. And we know that even that claim is nonsense. Democracy, free world, right? Shocking video shows boat of suspected illegal immigrants landing on San Diego Beach. Look at that.
Top of the hour.
Fox News is
Story,
busy.
most of the issues,
I think Donnie's coming back
number
soon.
one in your house is illegal immigration.
He's just pulling up on the beach.
We always focus on Texas and we cannot.
And then once they build a wall, right? They're just pulling up to the beach,
Very
jumping
similar to
out.
what we saw a couple of days ago. You have an operation now where these illegal
Technical difficulties.
immigrants take this boat, they beach it in La Jolla. If you haven't been to San Diego, it is probably the nicest city in San Diego.
No, it's not. It's full of illegal immigrants.
I mean, these cliffs are unbelievable. If you don't hit a seal on the way in, you'll be surprised. These guys beach it. There's a cars waiting for them, and they go running in. They are now gone.
Yeah, that first video you saw,
God.
the most recent one, shows that boat with suspected illegal immigrants landing on the San Diego beach. And then the last week video we saw all of the undocumented migrants. They were landing on the beach in San Diego too, and they were running into this wealthy La Jolla neighborhood.
Mexican street corn, actually.
Like more than $2 million. You can see it's a beautiful residential
They should start a
area, but
channel.
this
That's
county
way
spent
better
$3 million
content than whatever's going on in
illegals.
Slow State.
They're allotting another $3 million. Last year, over 300 migrants were moved into the San Diego airport because the shelters there ran out of room. This is the largest border city in California.
Right. And this is the only places you're going to see.
Yeah, I support that. They should start a panel channel, video themselves in the boat, just pulling up to fucking various beaches. Die or even illegal immigrant. It's good content. Might have to get with some people on that. Migrants reportedly discovered in a hidden room in the airport. I'm telling you, Fox Noise is busy this week. Getting to the bottom of all these damn illegals. Hiding in hidden rooms and shit.
This week showing migrants sleeping.
Look at that, Kaiser. You believe this shit? Hidden rooms for illegals.
Video
This
showing
is terrible.
migrants outside a
Can't believe it.
at the Atlanta
Horrible.
airport. Watch.
Yeah, please. This is perfect. This is exactly what we need to make change.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, we're all
Quiet.
in place to where they need to be. Yeah, so these are just
I think I'm scared. There's civil war.
I'm getting more cheap labor out of this. Someone's got to make these products.
I need someone to work on my farms.
No, you cannot get a video.
No, you're not allowed.
You're not allowed. You're done.
You're done, bro.
Did you hear that? Documented.
Obviously, it's a secret room for a reason. You're not supposed to be in there filming the illegal immigrants. Fuck out of there. No rights in an airport. Everyone knows that. What now?
Yolanda, what do you think?
Those guys
Good
fucking my head up. I'm just so thrown off. Did you not see these comments?
What now? Penile power.
So I got someone telling me their name is Unblock Unslavia. So I'm wondering, is this someone who like goes on certain channels that have you blocked and I don't know. It's weird. Someone's blowing my mind. They're saying that Jackie Fox equals 33, Caged Reality equals 33, Jack Talcott equals 33, fucking Flat Earth equals 33, Unslaved equals 33, blah 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 equals 33.
Hey, bro. I mean, bit or not bit. Let's yield, bro. Thank you.
Yeah, we're gonna yield.
Holy
Christos
shit!
bringing some order.
We need Christos. Just do the dance, bro.
All right, please, could you just stop? Let's just move forward here. We're getting close to the 3-hour mark. All right, yield. We're practicing yielding.
Yield.
The yield game. Who can yield the best? Whoever yields the best gets a prize.
Yield Londo.
All right, you're out. We got our first person out of the yield, non-yield game. See who's the best at yielding, who can yield the best. It's like the quiet game when you were kids. Jeff Pizer, always out first. You know it. You know he was the kid who was always out first during the quiet game. Had to be heard. Had to be seen. His mother and father don't love him. So I tried to tell him earlier. He says they do. I know they don't. Your thoughts about this, Pizer? All right, get out of here. Come on, man. Help me out. Just fucking yield a little bit.
All right.
I
I said yield.
something he wants to say to you.
Come on, Snafu. Yield. Show that you're yield able.
I am kind of hurt from. Do you really think I wasn't funny? Come on, man.
Yeah, it's really not funny.
God damn it. All right. Good night.
This guy comes on to karaoke night.
Horribly unfunny. That was funny. You being dejected by you realizing it was horribly unfunny, that was funny.
Thanks. Yeah.
You're funny when you don't try to be.
What about when I was a midget?
Snafu, you're out. He's not yield able.
What happened to Yield God, man? Whatever happened to that guy?
You're out. Thoughts? Good boy.
New video shows the lawlessness of Democrat cities colliding with Joe Biden's open borders insanity. 2 NYPD police officers getting outnumbered and savagely beaten by a large group of illegal immigrants near Times Square. Those cops were just trying to break up a disorderly crowd outside a shelter, trying to arrest one of the illegals, and that's when the mob attacked. One of the thugs kicking an officer in the face while he's on the ground. He suffered a cut to his face, and the other officer was injured. 5 of those violent suspects were arrested by police later that same night, charged with assaulting a police officer, but 4 of them already back on the street, released without bail. And get this, they were only in custody for 3 hours. And we're getting new video of that 5th migrant in court today. One NYPD chief says all of those cop beating migrants should be locked up.
Reprehensible. Cowards. You have 8 people attacking.
Wait a second. You're going to go ahead and go on record with the fact that 8 migrants beat up a cop and they're cowardly? How many videos do we have every day of 8 of your officers beating and shooting and killing one person who's unarmed? You're really going to... You guys got to remember that whatever you say applies then back to you. And this is what I've been contending. So you admitted indirectly that most policy enforcement are a bunch of fucking cowards because they beat people up and kill them regularly who are unarmed and not posing any resistance, and they wouldn't do the same thing if they were on their own. Those migrants might have done the same thing. So they're probably less cowardly than you clowns, the majority of you. That's just my take on it. And of course, Jeffrey Pizer was thrown out again because he climaxed during the clip there. It was a very feminine climax as well. Bizarre. It's not yield able. All right, let's move on here. Okay. I don't even want to look at this clown anymore. I'm sick of him. Protest against Alberta Premier Danielle Smith. New transgender policy. Excuse me. I get that right. Can't get that wrong.
Province's 2 largest cities to oppose Premier Danielle Smith's sweeping new regulations on gender identity.
Her policy will put
thousands of children at risk. She will risk their health, their mental health, and their very lives for her own political gamesmanship.
Alberta NDP leader Rachel Notley joined protesters in Edmonton who rallied simultaneously with another demonstration in Calgary. Both gatherings expressing anger over Smith's newly announced plan to restrict important procedures for transgender youth.
In Edmonton's Old Strathcona neighborhood, protesters made their voices clear.
It was a big transsexual, I don't know.
Its proposed policies that would affect student gender identity, access to gender-affirming healthcare, and sports. 16
Yeah, that's the thing, though, is that not everyone believes that this is a positive thing for you to go fucking with everybody's biology and turning people into the opposite sex, supposedly, as if that could ever be done conclusively. So more spin, more sorcery, more mockery, more supernatural concordance, right? They just don't want folks concording with what is obvious and self-evident and supernatural. They're going to overwrite all of nature and all the program and all of prosperous society and civilization for their political affinities. And of course, we know who gives it to them. Yep, you guessed it, Babylon, the Babylonians. So cut your children's genitals off, give them a gender-affirming care, fill them up with a bunch of toxins and poisons so you can not change them into the opposite sex and continue to lie to yourselves and everyone else. Okay? Get over it. It's a bunch of nonsense.
Year-old Jamie.
And the majority of these folks, let's be clear, they got serious trauma from day one, and that's why they're like this. Just like all the women I meet who want to be men and cut their hair short because they got raped or something happened to them early on, so they turn themselves into the abuser, the likeness of the abuser, right? It's like 8 out of 10 times. You know, I go over there, talk to Piser's woman over there, not his woman, the friend, right? Guarantee she's got some trauma with men that caused her to rebuke masculinity and to become like the abuser, but rebuke true masculinity, right? So they will take on the mirroring of the abuser, but they'll rebuke the solution to what caused the abuse. It's the perfect deception, mind control mechanism. Not quite sure if it's natural, artificial, how that works, but it works perfectly to just pervert the natural order of creation. And that's why she'll speak to me the way she did from the background. She's already got all the answers, right? She knows herself. She thinks I'm a lesbian woman, all the rest of it. I would bet anything if I get into it and ask her, did you have anything happen early on in your life that had to do with your father or men? She's going to tell me. If she's being honest, right? She's going to say something happened, and then ever since then, there's been a change in me, and then I just kind of moved with that, right? We're fluid and dynamic people. There's a masculine and feminine aspect to all of us. It has to work within what is laid out as beneficial and proper, if you will, based on the concordance with nature, right? So again, this is why I'm not like putting judgments on anyone, but typically a man as a creature, it's not supposed to be overly emotional or overly emotionally invested. It's not beneficial to the being and to the collective. Right? A man can't take calculated risks that will lead to his success and others' success if he's too emotional and emotionally invested. He can't let go and make the next right choice without a feeling or non-feeling, right? Or having to fight against himself, essentially. I could argue that husbandry, the idea of husbandry, was the recognition of the fact that while emotions are necessary, certain emotions or emotional attachment styles are detrimental to self and everyone else as a collective. So the process of husbandry, like animal husbandry, would be for the man to break the woman of her need to appeal to her emotional state constantly for validation and appeal to the truth and facts that matter using objective logic for what's shown and experienced and demonstrated and repeatable. Okay, and we have the exact opposite of that now. We have a bunch of women who are running the households, getting men to appeal to their emotions and please them and take on their emotional attachment styles. So we have men becoming like women, and we have women moving into the place of where a man used to be. And again, I'm not necessarily contending the original prospect of a man checking a woman's feelers, so to speak, to walk a path with a common vision and purpose and discernment is necessarily is all the way necessary. Excuse me. Although I have seen certain instances in my experiences where this is true and correct and works for everybody involved, including the woman, right? So she's not worse off for that process. She's thankful and grateful by the end of it and says, had it not been for this man coming in my life and giving me this steady hand and this discernment and giving the vision and the purpose and the discipline, I would not be the woman I am today. So that's what leads back to the woman truly respecting that man and having some level of admiration for him, or just trust and honor, is being able to take a woman through that process. And the only way you take a woman through that process is by killing off the mama spirit that's in you. Okay? And I'm not talking about the sacred feminine aspect of the spirit, which is true care. I'm talking about the toxified mama spirit that wasn't hard for me to kill off because it was never uploaded in me to begin with. We've gone over this. So again, sacred feminine, great thing. You got to have true care in order to love fully and in order to pursue true freedom completely. You have to have true loving care. That's the sacred feminine dynamic. And then you have to be action able and willful and disciplined, which is, of course, a masculine component. And you have to know when to say no, this far, no further, masculine component. And you have to make sure that it is in line with objective logic, right? Not the feelers. So you have to be able to explain it in cause and effect and produce a result over and over again for yourself and others. This is what would seem to me to be the proper formation of a household: God, man, woman, child. Behind every great man is a good woman. What makes a good woman? A woman who's willing to submit, not to a man and his ego, to a process and procedure that comes through that man that leads to more revelation of the truth and what our purpose and meaning is and what path we need to walk. So I contend that is true stewardship. You want to call it husbandry? Well, so be it.
Neil didn't think she'd be here.
Shouldn't have to protest a discriminatory bill that's against the Charter of Rights and Freedoms. I shouldn't have to do that. So, but I do. So I'm here doing that.
She is one transgender youth who will be affected by these.
No, she's not a transgender youth. That's obviously a little boy dressed up in pink hair pretending to be a girl. Okay? You're not going to overwrite common sense and the supernatural creation and procreation. It's not going to be done. Can't be done. It's not real. It's in your imagination. Okay? So we could just cut all the games. This is abomination. This is perversion. This is desolation. This is all the things it speaks about in the end time scripture. And they're they can't get enough of it. They're going to say, we want rights for these people, rights that don't exist. We want to create them, make it real, and then give it to them, right? Of course you want to be the Luciferian overthrower of natural rights. We want to create wrongs, call them right, and then disseminate it to everybody and have them stand on it. I'm sure you do. There's proper instruction, motivates people, and then there's pimping, right? Like deception, manipulation, disempowerment, abuse, and aggrandization, right? And profiteering, because they're going to make a whole bunch of money off you, and they're going to proclaim themselves to be saviors and the political acolytes using you as a power base. You're too fucking stupid to realize how this shit all works. Many of the politicians are so thrown in with this spirit, they don't even know what they're a part of till they get to the end of it, it would seem. But I think the majority of them know what they're doing. They don't believe any of this shit.
Schools to seek parental consent if their child changes their name and pronouns.
The main concern is the violence that comes with being outed.
Rally organizer Rowan Morris, part of Trans YEG, says the policies put the safety of kids at risk.
Nobody believes that you're men and women. You're already outed. This is the level of the deception and delusion and denial. There's no outing you. Everyone can look at you and tell exactly what you are. The same thing I tell people on panels every day. So get a clue. For all you folks who've done this with me, this is what you look like. These people going, you can't out us. We can look at you and tell who and what you are. We know you think that can't happen, but it can. And they're always shocked when you go, you're not a woman. You're a man in a wig. I said I was a woman and you said what was obvious. Right. And you're triggered by that and emotional. But that's reality. So the reading happens the same way. It's one for one. You can say whatever you want. You can make up your own philosophies and beliefs. And some folks, if not most folks, can look at you and tell something's not what it seems to be or what you're saying it is. There's something else going on here. With this example, it's pretty obvious. With the spiritual, metaphysical, psychological, little less so, till you get good with the discernment. Till you get good with seeing self as self and knowing the root of why everybody does what they do. Let's continue with this nonsense for a little bit longer. Then I'm going to move on here. It's just incredible. You don't get entertainment like this, not even from Holly Weird, right? We're living this. It's a better movie than anything you're going to get from Netflix.
People know that one of the highest risks of outing these youth is going to be that their parents may reject them and kick them out. When I came out as trans, I actually was disowned by my family. It is not just a statistical anomaly. It is an actual thing that does happen to people.
NDP leader Rachel Notley spoke at Saturday's rally.
We have a premier who had the unmitigated gall to go on TV and claim she cares about the safety of kids, while then introducing a policy which is designed to put them at risk.
In a statement, the problem.
Right, you get disowned by your family on some level because you're delusional and in denial, and you're a constant liability and a burden. Okay, sorry, love is not all you need in life. You can love a motherfucker from top to bottom and to the end of time if they're a constant source of denial, delusion, disempowerment, disconnection, and all the rest of it. How can you be loved, actually, like up close and personal? Right? So I know that like line goes around and people go, oh my God, poor her, the family disowned her. Right, because she's a fucking burden. She's delusional. She's in denial. And she's probably always stomping around trying to tell everyone else what to do. Who the fuck wants somebody like that in their life or in their reality? And I'm not going to mention any names.
It's logical that lack of reconciliation within oneself would cause others around you, especially people that are related to you or supposedly close, it'd be logical for them to think that there would be some type of liability there.
Right. You're going to harm yourself or someone else because you're extremely delusional and deluded and potentially dangerous. Right. With that level of denial and delusion, there's a potential for danger to oneself or to others, let alone just a lack of peace. You ain't ever going to have peace in yourself and in your home if you got one of these cretins up in there all day, every day, screeching and squealing with their political activism, which amounts to nothing at the end of the day other than aggrandizing their own bizarre, dysfunctional identifications that are not real. No one wants to hear you. We don't want to see you. We're not going to give up our peace to deal with you and tolerate you day in and day out while you tell us who and what we need to be when you're an abomination. Beyond laughable. It would be laughable if it wasn't so tragic. And this is, again, just more indications of where we are in the simulation. It's not a complete end times, but it's an end times of an age or a civilization. This is America. Look around.
Says it is introducing these policies to preserve choices youth make before potentially making life-altering and irreversible.
Could you imagine this 200 years ago on this land? These clowns doing this in this nonsense?
Community, including medical professionals specializing in transgender care and developing a counseling pilot for youth.
I am really suspicious of that.
These policies.
This culture and society has just gotten more and more comfortable with dysfunction and perversion and normalizing it. It's on every level. Right. And even like holding it up as some banner of virtue. You go back 200 years ago and they'd say, oh, it's just people weren't as tolerant. You're not supposed to tolerate this kind of crap. It's completely illogical projections of dysfunction. You're not supposed to want to or seek to tolerate this. You can accept it for what it is, but you don't have to tolerate it being in your life or in your culture or community or society. It's ridiculous. Doesn't mean you have to do war against it either. You just got to call it out for what it is and explain the differences and offer these folks an opportunity to be who they're meant to be under God and not who they've been told to be under their perverse familial structures, institutional structures, and political structures. These people wouldn't have been this if it wasn't for everyone around them influencing them, as they say, the influencers. Right? Yeah, that's part of it. We're fluid and dynamic. We have everything within us, but the way that it expresses oftentimes is dependent upon our environment. Go ask a plant. You can communicate with it. It might communicate back its own way. Right? So the way that the being expresses is dependent oftentimes on the environment. That's why they say adversity makes men, prosperity makes monsters. These soft, weak cowards have had too much for too long, and that's why they've degenerated.
Like they do kind of the opposite of like bringing in supports and everything.
McNeil says she's lucky her parents are accepting of her, so she can continue to be who she is.
We're so accepting. We're so accepting of perversion and dysfunction and the destruction of a society. We're so accepting of lack of procreation and lack of accepting of biology. We're going to normalize dysfunction now. We're so accepting. They think there's some virtue in being tolerant and accepting and then promoting of this crap. Like you got points with someone or something by like accepting something that's completely illogical and nonsensical. You know, you made yourself look like a clown is what you did. Every one of you love and light people that keeps tolerating and accepting nonsense that can't be explained, you're tricking yourself out of power and position and discernment. And you think that there's some virtue to it. There's not. You're not seen as a nice, kind, polite, loving person. You're seen as a dupe and someone who's delusional, along with these people. Let's be clear. Let's be clear on how your masters see you, not the false Politico puppets they put up to play to your emotions and mislead you. This is the destruction of a civilization and man and womankind. There's no other way to see it. Okay? And if you want to be tolerant and accepting of it, go ahead and see where it goes. Because they're going to continue to label people like me toxic masculine and have us shut up and shadow banned and censored. And if you will, at some point, brought off to a gulag to be re-educated. Okay? So let's be really clear about what this is. This is how you subvert, as the man said earlier, Yuri, a whole society and culture and take them down from within. Destroying true masculinity and sacred femininity and promoting and pushing dysfunction and perversion.
It's definitely a showing of solidarity here in downtown Calgary at City Hall as thousands have come together in solidarity.
The irony of a bunch of individual broken people coming together to show solidarity. You better pick up the pieces first.
The LGBTQ2 community. Now, this is a response to Wednesday's announcement by Alberta Premier Danielle Smith and her government's proposed plan.
And let's be clear, I don't give a fuck about one way or the other, you know, men and women doing whatever they want to do. Right? You want to be kinky and freaky and, you know, fuck these Thai she-males that look concerningly a lot like women. Some of them do look like women, you know, until they pull out the extra appendage. You do whatever the fuck you want to do. I ain't kink shaming nobody. I ain't judging or none of that. I'm talking about with children. That's where the common sense has to like draw the line, you know, and that's why these people are doing this, because that force is using them to get to the children like it always does. For the children. We're going to get to the children's reproductive organs for the children and their identity, right? Yeah. We're going to castrate the males and we're going to create some kind of bizarre biological abnormal procreation mechanism for the women turning themselves into men. This is a freak show at this point. This is exactly what it would look like if aliens took over your planet and said, we're going to destroy this race and civilization from within. Look exactly like this. Women walking around acting like men, men walking around acting like women, completely at odds with themselves and each other, competing over positions they can't fill naturally. What else would you say, or would you call this? What else is this perceived to be? Like you're living in a movie and it may as well be a nightmare. This is the nightmare portion of the movie. Sorry to do the fear porn, but we got to kind of look at the dark aspects of self and the shadow self. And see what it all amounts to on the macro level. So let's bring in Penal Power and Pizer back in. They have some cooling off back there.
Yeah, and I just wanted to say on top of that, the cherry on top, I would say maybe words that come to my mind at least, postmodernism, or maybe a little more simplified, post-truth era, as it may be called, the quote-unquote clown world that they make the memes of, beyond bizarre, abstract to a deleterious effect. And what we were just touching on, looking at there, the gender stuff.
Well, that's why they push this idea that everybody's feelings are so valuable, because if they can push that idea and make it true for each individual, then they can tell you what to think and feel, and there's your power structure, right?
That's heart control, like you say, mind and heart control. There's that heart control part.
And that's why people like me have been called forward by the other opposing duality force, right? On the highest level, it all works together. But on the lowest level, folks like myself are called forth to call this out for what it is, right? And to embody the opposing force. So it looks and sounds a lot like, hey, I don't give a fuck about your feelings beyond what's necessary and appropriate. And you can call me egotistical for saying that I could presume to know what's necessary and appropriate. Well, I am a self just like you. And I've been through every experience probably you have. And I've had the same thoughts and feelings, doubts, fears, and all the rest of it. So there's no disconnect and no division there. There's pure understanding, presence, and clarity, right? Which is the only way to peace, especially away from the prying eyes of show business. Do a little bit of a bit, not bit there, right? But yeah, you know, I'm tired of folks. I'm not picking on Jack, but like Jack, who contend at many times in the past that feelings are what matter. No, they don't. And feelings are oftentimes shown to be deceptive. And I've proven this very simply. Ask every woman out there how many times they thought they had a beta male that they were going to be with forever till about 6 months or 6 years later. Right? So your feelings are oftentimes precluded by your desires and your wants, and they're distorted by such as well. So they're not true and clear and accurate at times because there is no discernment, awareness, and presence. There's only emotion. So I contend we're actually supposed to check the emotion, neutralize it, if anything, not become sociopathic, psychopathic, absent of that ability or that empathy, but just aligned properly, right? Neutral if possible, so that we can be more aware of what the next right move should be. So emotions are not only not, to me, the most important and valuable thing here in this realm, they are something to be worked with and to be understood and to be directed and checked if necessary to ascertain right from wrong accurately. Because again, when you got feelers in the mix, oftentimes we can't tell which way's up, down, left, right, or center. And that's exactly what this thing plays on, right? The same thing a pimp is going to play on. It's going to play on your emotions and your feelings while it practices neutrality. So it can make the next right move that's beneficial for self, right? So, yeah, again, I draw the correlations to the quote-unquote pimp game world because I find it fascinating how there are some arts to living in that process or in that game that I believe are there for a reason. And they can be used by the individual to take power back over oneself and to stop giving it away. That is the power differential. The pimp has complete power and control over his thoughts, emotions, and actions. He's preying upon a hoe who does not. Now, of course, like I say, the true pimping originally, as I understand it, was not that. It was, we find ourselves on the street. This woman's already fucking doing whatever anyway. I'm taking a little bit of what I know about manhood and I'm applying it to her lifestyle so we could get to a better position, right? It wasn't about lying on her, deceiving on her. It was about coming together with her, establishing an understanding of what a man and a woman is and what the corporate game is about and how to use the perspective to get us to a better position financially, not necessarily mentally, emotionally, and spiritually, but that too as well. I've spoke about it many times. If you go watch the original Pimp Chronicles, they will tell you stories about coming upon a woman who wasn't shit and didn't have shit and was fucking for free, everybody and anybody, and putting them onto a different kind of structure. Is it completely right necessarily? I'm not going to say that. But you could see the value and the empowerment and the inspiration, the direction, the discipline, the discernment that came with that. And you could also see the bond that came between the pimp and the hoe because he wasn't lying and cheating and deceiving on her. He's telling her, this is who and what I am, what a man is. This is what a mark and a trick is. This is what a simp is. This is the differences between the men. This is how you move with this one. This is how you move with this one. And this is how it's going to end up. And when she puts that game into practice and sees that it's 1 for 1 every time and checks out, she knows she's got a motherfucker who can see and hear and feel and speak. And that's who she's going to follow. Right? So it ain't about selling pussy. It's about the conversation. Right? It's about the understanding and discernment, the application, and the leadership, bringing that woman to a position where she can better herself with that vision and that understanding. Right? So the same way a father would, you could look at it that way, right? That's why they call a pimp daddy, because the father's going to take his goofy bitch daughter and put her up on the game and show her before he tells her who and what a man's supposed to be. So by the time she gets out in the world, she knows a simp, she knows a trick, she knows a lame, and she knows an honorable man who's got what the fuck she wants and or what she needs, more importantly. mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. So that's why I do that kind of crossover and correlation, because I can see how it's a little bit similar to a relationship walk and how the dynamic needs to be, and obviously very much different, because we ain't out here, selling body parts to get more money and dishonoring, our beingness to come up and chase a bag, right? There is no benefit to that as far as I'm concerned. I'd entertain getting on camera and doing what I'd ever do normally and letting other people watch it if they want to pay for it, but I ain't gonna use or abuse or misuse or deceive or lie or really even capitalize more than what would be kind of basic on that dynamic of sexuality, right? Your thoughts on any of that? There was a lot there. I just kind of said a lot there. I got my telltale headache coming on. That means I've probably done enough talking for today. Thoughts, Christos? Extos?
That was fire, but you made multiple points within that whole monologue. But I want Yolanda to get it if she had anything to say, because I saw she unmuted. I just muted myself, but she unmuted multiple times. I didn't know if she wanted to hop in here.
I can't hear her. If she's,
I don't hear her.
You might be speaking, but I can't hear her.
Yeah.
Yeah, you might have to reset or restart. There you go.
Yeah, we hear you.
Okay. Yes, actually, thank you, Christos. That's why I came up here. I wanted to say thank you, Paul, for helping me in this year and a half to get out of my feelers. I think that watching all of what's been happening with these different characters and stuff is also a good example of what you've been yelling and screaming at the audience for a year and a half about staying out of your feelers. Watching all of those videos about the trans agenda and about these immigrants coming in, it's just weakening the structure, and it is the end of an era. I agree with you 100% about that. I just, again, I have gratitude to help me move forward and get over my fears of being concerned about other people's feelings all the time.
Yeah, I think that there's a new level of trust that one comes to for themselves that allows them to conduct themselves in their life with a bit more of a sense of control or authority, because we can be empathic or empathetic, but we can't give up our power, our process, our procedure, our success, our actualization and realization in order to please other people. I think this is a very important step to take for one's own development, right? And once you kind of start to get to that place and live radically authentic, it's a lot more freeing and enlightening, because now you just got to do the next right thing as your conscience and your heart shows you, and you don't give a fuck about what anyone else has to say or think or feel beyond a certain point, beyond reason, right? Depending on what it is, obviously everything's conditional, but when it comes to like my walk and me being who and what I know I need to be, or what's me honoring myself, I'm not putting any person, place, or thing above that. And I think that's true self-care.
It's a strong message, Paul. I think you're doing a really great job with teaching the best you can with which knowledge that you give us every single day, and that you put out there. I'm going to go ahead and get down. I wanted to also send blessings to Jennifer as well, because she's been a part of this journey. So have a great day, everybody. Stay safe and be blessed.
Thank you, Yolanda. I appreciate
Yolanda,
you.
are you going to go down on the chat again by any chance?
All right, relax. Okay, that's old.
Okay,
I can do that. You can't do that.
my fault. She did.
Notice how she got quiet and probably a little bit upset. Alpha males can joke like that. The beta males, it's offensive to her, right? Because she's like, it's attractive when I do it. It's kind of cute and charming, even though it's abrasive. When you do it, she's like, I'm not your whore. Okay, so figure out who and what you are and what your position is. Right. She also knows intuitively that I'm going to fuck her well, and you're not. So it's also a double insult. And kind of see, that's why she noticed that cackling she's doing. It's almost like she's losing her mind laughing. It's like, oh my God, he's so on the ball. It's like he's has a woman inside of him. Yeah, I'm able to see from her perspective, right? She's doing it even more now. See, it's getting even more intense. Much like
Well,
the
yes, you
orgasm
see the
would be getting if
difference.
I was with her that you would never experience. 1 second, Yolanda. I'm doing what I do. She's just overwhelmed with laughter, right? And energy and climaxing in laughter. Another thing she wouldn't be doing with you, she would be doing at you after you can perform in the bedroom, of course.
Yeah,
You get where I'm going
Jennifer's a
with this?
lucky lady.
I'm like Joey B in the sack. I've gotten that before.
Jennifer's a lucky lady till I roll over on
Jennifer's
her
a
at night.
lucky lady. Yeah.
That's why we take separate rooms. It's a hazard in the middle of the night. I roll over on her one time, good, and she's done and over with. She's out of here.
Then she is blessed. She doesn't even need my blessings. On that note, I'll see you guys around. Take care.
All right, Yolanda. We'll see you later. Someone needs to inform Yolanda that there's room for another over here, right? Why should Jennifer enjoy all the blessings just to herself? Your thoughts, expert panel?
Can we have a new rule where like people have to panel up at some point, like at least every few months or something? Because it's like I'm trying to remember what she even looks like, and I want to know. Now I'm curious to know if I even.
She's probably hideous. What I find is most of the women who come here, whether they appear to be attractive vocally or physically when it comes to the thumbnail or the avatar, once you finally see them, they're a lot like seeing me for the first time. Very Shrek-like, odd-looking. Some might say disconcerting.
Well, that one girl, that new girl from a couple weeks ago, for some reason had a Shrek avatar. I'm not sure what that was about.
Yeah, that was Cynthia. And no, that's not a Shrek avatar. That's her actual picture.
She came
And
on
see,
panel.
that's the thing. You confused the two. It was easily confused.
I'm talking about that chocolate chick that came on like a couple weeks ago.
I don't even remember, man.
I know you don't.
I don't remember.
I can't remember what her name was. But.
It's a revolving door here. Hoes coming, hoes going. You know how it works.
Mm-hmm.
That's good pimping. There's a high turnover rate. And then there's a core group who stick it out to the end, right? A long game, man.
Last of the Mohicans, like OTW.
Right, like Piser's become one of my bottom bitches, especially after our resolution today. He's been down 1.5 years. He's been through all the paces with me, out on the track.
Yep.
The whole thing. Yeah.
Yep.
I had him dressed up like Lauren Laguna, man, turning tricks. He was bringing in the money that night.
God damn, fuck you, dude. All right. You know that was funny, dude. You tried to say it wasn't funny, and you called me.
Okay, it was kind of funny. It was kind of funny because you had some of the. Yeah, you have a way about you where if you really worked on it, you could probably do some good impressions because you're able to take on some of the likeness of whoever the being is, right? So that part of it is kind of entertaining and fun, but
I think
beyond that, I mean, it's just it gets a bit much,
back
right?
in the day, like I was Jeff Harlow. I think back in the day, I had some good timing. I wouldn't interrupt you. I think I'm pretty good at that, but
you were a good Z, bro. I just remember that now. You were a good Z. Yeah, cadence.
Oh, and I did the Z,
monotone.
Like,
yeah.
But dude, those were the good times back in the day. But I remember like those are the fun days. It's still fun now, but
yeah. See, you almost insulted me. See how quick easy that was. You're like, oh yeah, that was back in the fun days. Everything sucks now.
No, I'm saying.
Thanks, Spicer.
You know,
thanks for letting me know the broadcast sucks and it's not fun.
No, I don't
I'm horrible. And you really make me like look forward to coming here every day. You know, with that kind of attitude.
Hey, Paul. Don't placate. You know you're fucking. You know you're the god of all media. You know it.
That is true. Jack Talcott even said it.
You are fucking very funny. You got good timing. All this shit. I mean, sometimes you piss me off, but hey, I love it. You like it? I love it.
God of all media.
That's how I feel.
All right, let's move on here, man. We got crypto moving up to 50,000 from 42,000 all the way up to 48 on the way to 49. I told you, dumb fucking slaves. Another thing Uncle Paulie was telling you in between chain smoking reefer, masturbating beyond the camera angle where you can't see it. I know. I get shit because I'm a low level street person. Lewd, crude, rude, abrasive, obnoxious, all of it. But I gave you the play. I gave you the good game. I told you 6 months ago, take your positions. I even gave you a couple of my simulation picks. You'd be up right now if you took them. You know, Power, you could be able to afford another laptop right now that doesn't sound like a vacuum cleaner, but you didn't do it. Another place
hear
you
it right
folks
now? I
didn't
bet you can't
listen,
hear it.
and more importantly, didn't do what I've done. And that's why over the next 6 to 8 months, I'm going to be resoundingly successful again.
Yeah.
I'm going to come on here, throw it in your face. I'm going to trigger you in your ego, and I'm going to ask you to rise to the occasion and do better for yourself. Okay? All right.
Hey,
So just remember this broadcast. I got about 6 to 8 months, 10 months max. I'm going to come on here and really stun on you. So get ready for that, please.
Did you take?
Might have to get the Honda as well. It's only going to cost me 20 stacks. Go ahead.
We've been waiting on it, man.
Did you take this 10 stacks and do it in the crypto?
Potentially. You never know.
Yep. I know you did.
You got to take some calculated risks.
I know. You know. It's just a matter of time. You're right. Can't
Only a
lose
matter
if
of time, Pizer. You knew when you first met me that I was bound to be successful at something.
I know that. I've
Being
said it from
fat,
the-
cracking jokes. I got my shit that I'm good at. We've gone over this. It was bound to happen. It's happening. Okay?
You forgot eating cheese, man.
I believe it. I'm a
I'm
believer.
really good at getting Jennifer to make me food and do my laundry, as John Mazzio pointed out.
Not a bad skill.
She's pretty hot, dude. So I
It's
don't
a good
care
skill
how-
to have. If you can make your bitch do your laundry and make food for you, you're onto something. I just want to let you know. Not a bad skill to have.
Right.
And I say bitch with the utmost respect and endearment.
Gotta
of course.
get her to get better pans. That's all. Really
But I
gotta
do want
man.
to correct the record
Right.
with my lesbian friend. She's a good friend of mine.
A lesbian friend who's more masculine than you. Go on.
She is kind of abrasive, but
He wears the pants and the overalls in that house.
Mosquitoes out here.
yeah. But no, but yeah, that sounds good.
Who's that? You got a gay man in there too? You got a lesbian, a gay man besides you?
No, it's just me.
Who is that? You're looking off camera like Talcott doing the finger.
No, it's just me. My fucking neighbor that has like 100 ducks and shit. He just come barging in. So, but anyways.
All right, let's get to the halving chart, dude, because you still have time. You can still be successful. You can still position yourself and increase your value. There's the chart, okay?
April, dude.
Halving.
April. Do it by
Every
April.
line. There's the first one. Went up a little bit. Second one, up. Third one, up. We're coming to this one next. Okay. 4-year cycles. You got about another 3 to 4x on Bitcoin projection, somewhere around, I'd say 100K. Potentially maybe less, depending. But with the ETF passing, barring some black swan event, like they'll always say, this is kind of a cycle. If history doesn't repeat, it definitely rhymes, as they say. So you can chart these trends. You can position yourself. You can create more value for yourself passively by positioning yourself properly. And there's a little bit of sacrifice there, right? You can't go out with your friends all the time. You can't buy bullshit Uber Eats. You can't trick off your money on hoes. You're going to have to put it aside and invest it and reinvest it and then wait. And if you get profits in this game or any game, you take profits along the way and you build a future for yourself to be secure, right? You're basically buying yourself time. If I want to broadcast, create content, travel, live my life, well, then I need at least the value that I need to do what I need to do, right? So there's nothing inherently evil about money. It's the love of money above all other things that is the problem. But obviously we need that and or a way to consistently create or get value in our lives. And there's plenty of opportunities for that, right? So
Hey,
the
so
question is,
can I ask you
Go
a
ahead.
question about that? What is your, I know what you've done or whatever. So my relationship with money has been, I guess I feel like it's the lack of. And so maybe if you're always focusing on the lack, because I always think if I have enough, then I would do this or help people and do this. But it seems like it just never, I feel like it's the universe telling me I shouldn't care about it ever because I've been so focused on it for a while. And I know it's not going to make me happy, but at the same time, I feel like it gives me freedom to move, But
right, part of being free is financial freedom. It's an aspect of freedom. So you have to kind of get yourself in alignment with the fact of life on life's terms. Like I like to say, what is everybody uses either lawful money, gold and silver to trade, or legal currency, if you want to call it that. Everybody's using it and everybody needs it in quotes in order to use as a power differential to get resources and the day-to-day needs. Then it is what it is, right? If you ain't going to change it or come up with a better system, then you better get in line with it just being what it is. So again, you don't have to love the money. You don't have to chase the money. Quite the opposite. You become the value. You create the value. You share the value that you are and what you know and what you experience. And then it shows up more and more. And then you can decide how to appropriate that and work with that and call in more of it. Right. So I don't need to focus on it from a positive perspective or a negative perspective. All I have to focus on is me and living my truth and creating and doing what I'm good at that brings value to other people. That can be different for everybody, at different times. But I don't think it's healthy for us to deny the component that is reality, that we all have to make a living. We all have to serve some purpose. Right. We all have to mind our own busyness, right? Mind our own business. And preferably should create a life where our busyness makes us more value and creates value for ourselves and others almost consistently, right? Directly and indirectly. So yeah, it's kind of a something you move into, you surrender that you're going to have whatever's meant for you. So you don't focus on chasing it and you don't focus on what you don't have.
Yeah. So lately, like, I kind of like I said, when I took a break, I was probably I was getting a little too fucked up. And when I got on panels, I guess it was my release or something. I don't know. It's just, but I knew it wasn't the best version of what I was doing or whatever. And, it could be kind of a joke, it's like, I think I'm funny sometimes, but does everyone think, Jeff's just a fucking, drunk or on mushrooms or some bullshit, and I know that I've taken steps before to make changes, but so the last 50 days or some shit, I've just been thinking I know what I'm capable of or what I can do, and I could or could not lose my business. But I have to give it my all, right? So I love doing this. I love being in nature. I have a property. I'm off grid. This is beautiful to me, although I'm not making, a ton of money. So I wouldn't say, I'm not braggadocious. If some people see me showing my farm or something, it's not me being egotistical. It's I'm kind of proud of it, but I'm not rich by any means, or I've said that before, so I'm candid about that. So it's not like I'm a big baller or I give a shit. It's just I care about what I do, but it is a struggle to try to make it right. But I also feel like I focus on abundance or I'm trying to focus on abundance instead of the lack, instead. And then just be grateful that I have a house and that I have a place, and then I can be free to wake up and work where I live, So that's, to me, that's
absolutely.
The ultimate,
but it has to be a little bit of both, right? And then I got to go because I just realized I don't want to cut you off. Come on tomorrow. I want to talk more with you. I got to go to the storage unit with her, and I'm already over time for that I told her, because I got caught up in what I'm doing. But that's exactly the point, right? I'm so lost in the moment of now and what I'm doing, and just entertaining myself and therefore entertaining others, or speaking about what's powerful and valuable to me, that I don't even have the time, space, and energy, nor would I appropriate it toward worrying about having the money or not, right? And that's the best place to be. You're just so focused on doing things the way, I don't want to say your way, but the way, and then just kind of shifting things if necessary, because what you're talking about sounds great unless there's no payoff, right? And not to say you don't get the payoff day to day in the way you live, but there has to be something down the road where you're in a better position, and you have to be able to have the discernment to look around and go, what's my position, what value am I bringing, and what value is coming back, and is that appropriate or not? Right? There's a level of humbleness and humility, and then there's a level of being naive and getting duped. So when you're a good grower and you can produce product consistently, there should not be a shortage of value on your end. Right? If there's less value on your end and more value on the other people in the operations end because they brought the money, you better get to doing your own thing. And that's what we talked about last time. So you can't tell me you're the mind, heart, and brains and hands and feet of the operation and everyone else has got more than you. You are the main hitter and player. That's not being egotistical and narcissistic. That's calling it for what it is. And then comes the reality. You don't have the ability to go off and do that for yourself. Then they're going to tell you, you can't do shit without us. And they're going to have you over a barrel. So they're going to take 80% of the cut, give you 20% so you can just live when you're the whole fucking thing. So at some point, you're going to have to make a move to a move. Whether it's grow 20 plants, get them off legally or whatever else, and then take that money and reinvest back in yourself to have your own operation that you run, that you work, that you get all the proceeds for, and you redirect as you feel appropriate. This is why I don't believe in necessarily going into business with other people and letting yourself accept less. You need to sacrifice and come up with a plan to get to a position where it's going to pay off at some point. If not, you're going to be in a loop with no traction. So you're going to have a certain quality of life and certain things where you're going to find value, but it's not going to show up as much physically because you got folks probably taking advantage of your kindness and the fact that you are a meek person and the fact that you'll just live within your means and do without because you're humble and have humility. There's a time and place for that, and then there's a time and a place to just look at what the fuck's coming in and going out and going, I can make a move to a move here and cut out a middleman and be way better off. Why wouldn't you?
Yeah. It's a little it's pretty it's more complicated than that because it takes so much. It's way more money than I would have ever thought to do it. And my business partner, I'm glad that he's doing the back end shit and I'm just doing the growing because he's good with like dealing with the bills and the numbers and shit. But I mean, I see what you're saying. Like
yeah, that's all bullshit, bro. Don't tell me about what other people are good at that you can't be good at, because you could be good at that too, and it's not that difficult. It's a cash business. I got fucking 10 pounds, you got 10 grand, whatever it is, let's go. How good do you need to be at numbers and fucking bills and all the rest of it?
Yeah.
You just don't want to take on the full obligation and responsibility, if I had to guess.
No,
you don't want to be fully in position to have to run the whole fucking thing and take in the big money and put it back out. And the motherfucker who's egotistical and ambitious is comfortable with that. So you better get some of that in yourself.
Yeah, I mean, that's where I was, and it crushed me because I did everything. I mean, I can't even explain. I can't even explain it to my investor, like what I took on for nothing. But at the same time, I just have to remind myself to be grateful because I'm living on the land. I got a well. But you're right. I mean, I've said it before. Like it's not so far has not been lucrative, but we're on the precipice of it, so we just haven't given up yet.
Okay, so then you continue. Then you hold the line, continue to do what you're doing. Set a loose date for yourself. Hey, I'm gonna put another 3 years into this. If I turn around and 3 years has gone by and I'm still in the same position, talking about we're right on the precipice, somebody's bullshitting somebody.
Yeah.
Because if you're really on your shit, you should be able to radically change your and everyone else's life within a year to 3 years, 5 years max. So the longer that ticks away and you don't see that come about, the more I start suspecting something ain't in alignment all the way that it could be.
No, you're right. I mean, you're right on point with that. So thanks, Paul.
But yeah, I appreciate you, Pizer, and I think that you're on a right track in the sense of having the humbleness and humility, being thankful and grateful, living within your means, but don't sell yourself short either, bro.
I'm not a bitch. I'm not a beta boy.
Listen, you either know that one way or the other, or you don't. It's not for me to say and make the judgment, right? You know who I know you are. I know you are, but I want to be clear that I'm not here to make you feel bad about yourself. If I have to point out things about you that will make you feel bad about yourself, to get you to do what's best for yourself, I'm going to do that. Right? And you can fucking not like me in the moment. One day you're going to thank me. That's the daddy archetype, right? So I try to live through a cosmic fatherly perspective, if you want to call it that, right? Because there's nothing that applies to me doesn't apply to you and the other way around.
So we're all one self. And so I guess my ego, I guess what happened today. And
Jeff, I got to get out of here. Come back tomorrow and talk to me more. I don't want to cut you off, but I told her already 2 days in a row we got to get down there, and I, got caught up yesterday. I was reminded of it. So, and I told her too, come out and get me, and she didn't even come out and get me. So,
all right, brother.
Let's get the hell out of here.
All right, appreciate you.
I appreciate you, Jeffrey. Come back tomorrow, man. We'll talk more.
All right, good night.
All right, bro. All right, Sean, get the hell out of here.
Yeah, peace, be well. Get some sustenance. Talk to you later.
I appreciate you and the restream. Good having you here, even though you're like a mannequin. Muñeco over here, he just kind of sits in the corner.
I wanted to talk more when you were playing the that news clip, that last news clip with the rainbow agenda and stuff, and how it affects those seemingly in my life. So I mean, it's amazing, man. It's hard to fathom, but the depravity, like the inversion, is I don't know how it got to where it is.
All right, Sean, we're done. No, we're done. Go take your hormones, transition fully. You look just like your sister. I want you to grow your hair out. Then I can have a pineal threesome with 2 technical women, right? Because it would be gay if I fucked you before transition. So I don't want to be considered gay. Go finish your hormone regimen, fully transition, and then you will get the opportunity to potentially to lay with the god of all media and it not be gay.
All right, I'm gonna go mainline some soy protein. I'll be
absolutely. Thank you, sir. Get those breasts nice and plump for daddy. All right, I'm out of here, folks. Another resoundingly successful broadcast. I got to get to some other obligations and responsibilities. Got to move some shit around, but reappropriate. It's a reformation period, right? Not only in my life, but in yours as well. No outro today. I'll catch you back tomorrow, somewhere between 12 and 3 MDT. Thank you for being here. Peace and blessings, brothers and sisters. A special thanks to the contributors and supporters who make this possible. What's this, you ask? Me broadcasting from a car, of course. All right. I'm going to go. Mazel from out west. The folks from Hollywood, thank you. If for nothing else, being a constant source of entertainment for them in their sorcery and mockery rituals, and a constant collectivized march towards slavery and genocide, disempowerment, which will not happen completely if I have something to say and do about it, which I do. Of course, as you know, God of all media out, double mazel from out west, triple mazel from out west, and go fuck yourself. I'm out of here.